Never before has gambling been so heavily promoted and accessible, especially through sport. This makes it feel like a normal part of the game and harder for students to recognise the potential harm. We want students to love the game, not the odds. The school education program is here to support you, to help your students develop healthy and informed attitudes to gambling as they approach adulthood. This instruction video and the unit it explains forms part of a wider suite of resources and tools to assist you and your school tackle this important wellbeing issue. This video supports the Potential Influences unit of work, which can be downloaded from our website. It's really flexible. You can deliver it as one discrete unit or pick and modify tasks to suit your students' needs. For optimal results, we'd suggest sticking with the recommended terminology and learning outcomes. The primary learning intention of this unit is to be able to critically analyse the potential influences that can shape gambling attitudes, including advertising and games that simulate gambling. The task and rubrics included enable students to meet competencies from the VCAL Literacy skills, reading and writing strand at intermediate and senior level. Students will have the opportunity to provide evidence of completing these competencies to the agreed standard.
This unit of work was engaging for the students. It's all linked directly to the VCAL outcomes, and basically it's all just at your fingertips. It's a one-stop shop and very easy for teachers just to pick up and run with it.
In the appendix, there's a list of definitions you can familiarise yourself with. This unit includes online research, so before you start, make sure students have internet access. Like any potentially sensitive topic, we'd recommend you and your class set some ground rules together to promote a safe learning space, covering things like how to fairly and respectfully participate in class discussions, what's appropriate to disclose in the classroom, and what students can do if they feel uncomfortable. When discussing gambling with students, be mindful not to give the impression that betting underage is normal. The tuning in section of the learning sequence should take around 30 minutes. Start by activating your students' prior knowledge about types of gambling, the risks involved and where they've seen advertising. The activities suggested on page 8 are examples. You might have an alternate activity in mind. When discussing types of gambling, try to avoid mentioning specific brand names, as this may inadvertently promote the company in question. Instead, think about different categories, like sports betting, lotteries and pokies. When broaching the concept of risk, be mindful that often students are of the opinion they won't run into serious trouble. Try to focus on short-term harms, such as being unable to purchase items they want. This will help students recognise the trade-off between spending money on gambling and being able to afford the things they value, such as having the means to go out with mates or the latest smartphone. While teaching this unit, try to replace the term gambling with betting, as students tend to relate to this better. Explain to students that these two terms can be used interchangeably. Throughout the unit, it's important to understand and convey to students that gambling attitudes and behaviour aren't exclusively influenced by individual factors such as personality or lifestyle. Attitudes are also shaped by broader factors, including gambling advertising, accessibility and product design. The next section can be spaced out over several lessons and is based around a Prezi. Prezis are visually engaging presentation tools commonly used as an alternative to PowerPoint slides. See pages 9 to 12 of the unit for teacher notes to accompany each slide. Once you've been through the presentation, ask students to write a school newsletter article for parents to raise awareness about the potential gambling influences they've learned about. Depending on your students' needs, you may want to modify this task by changing the required word limit for this article. The next section can run over a number of lessons. Students will develop a persuasive passage of text to raise awareness about the potential influences that can skew young people's gambling attitudes. See page 14 for research ideas to assist students. Upon completion of the task, students can share their work via classroom display, presentation or online sharing of files. The section concludes with a series of reflection questions located on page 15. There is a self-assessment matrix for this writing task located in the appendix. We encourage you and your students to refer to this document throughout the learning journey as a feedback guide and collectively at the end of the unit. The template can also be adapted to include peer assessment. That concludes our instruction video for this unit. If, while completing this, you become concerned that gambling may be an issue for one of your students or their family and friends, you can refer them to our free and confidential Gamblers Health Youthline support service. They can call 1800 262 376 or visit gamblershelp.com.au/youthline. You can also contact this service for advice and support. We'd encourage you to let your school's wellbeing staff know that you're undertaking this unit and be aware of who to inform if you become concerned. For more information, visit our Love the Game website.